Welcome everyone to another episode of Aussie Tech Heads. Yes, it's episode 252, and today is Thursday, the 25th of August. If you're wanting to know when we are recording this episode, so tonight we're gonna get across the latest news and views and have a bit of fun for you all to get your ears into. So tonight on the podcast, as always, we have Will and Eric. Hello, guys. How we doing?
How you going?
That's good. So what we can do is Aussie Tech Heads comes to you every Thursday night live. .thesecrethub.com if you want to join in live, watch the live video. You can listen audio only as well if you're just out and about and you just got your little iPhone or your Android phone with you. Just go to the webpage if you want instructions for the audio only. And YouTube, every episode, if it records correctly, we put it up on YouTube. and away it goes. And so good stuff. Show notes are always online, most of the time, before the show starts. And you can get the show notes from aussietechheads.com.au. And what else is there? Just heaps of other stuff. So hang around for the next hour or so, and be entertained, hopefully. So, guys, what's happening? Will, what's been going on?
It's been quite a tedious week after getting everything organised for the wedding and that last weekend. So that was stressful, and just starting to get back to some sort of regular life now.
Right. Now you've got a new computer because you were absent last week, and I didn't get a note from your mum.
Well, that would have to come from beyond the grave.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
Oh, good. Jeez, dig yourself out of that one, Glenn.
Or into that one.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I didn't get a note from your better half.
But basically what happened was, as you guys know, I've been struggling the last few weeks with processing power and stuff. So thought, now's as good a time as any. Got my tax check back. I'll spend a bit of money and put a new processor in it. Unfortunately, as compatible as AMD are with their chipsets, some board manufacturers don't allow the boards to output enough power. So I upgraded my older processor, which was 95 watts, and I put the new processor in, which was 125 watts. And needless to say, you can't divide 125 into 95 and come up with something that's going to work.
Right. So, but you're working now.
Yeah, it's all good. I got a new motherboard. Got a new gigabyte motherboard, just in case you can't tell.
Right.
And
so it's all good. And so, what sort of chip did you get?
I got the same as you. I've got the X6 1055, I think it is.
Oh yes.
The black processor, the second from the top.
Right. Yeah, the black one's the overclockingable one.
Yep.
Is that
right?
It's
the 1090. The X6 1090, 3.2 gig.
Nice.
Then you go up to the 1100, which is the 3.3 gig, I think. But they basically benchmark exactly the same. They overclock exactly the same, and this is $150 cheaper. So.
Right. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. So you're back online, which is good. And
we gave it a serious workout on Tuesday night. We had TBT, then we had our new Android show, and she was all good. So.
That's right, good stuff. So, so join Will in his new computer on Tuesday nights. He's Will's Tech Night on Tuesday nights. From when, Will? 7:30?
Generally try and get going before 7, or at least we start streaming before 7.
Bit of a chinwag.
Live.thesecrethub.com.
Yeah, join in, bit of a chinwag with the boys. And what else was I going to say? I don't know. Eric, how you been doing?
Oh, I'm all right, mate. Everything's good.
Yeah. No new computers down your way?
No. Oh, well, the wife's MacBook Air should be arriving soon, courtesy of the insurance.
Oh, nice work, nice work. Have they updated those lately?
No. Oh, yes, they have. Thunderbolt.
Right, yes, yep.
So she's going to have a better computer than me. And I don't spill wine on my freaking laptops.
Maybe you should.
We can't have that.
When this show's over, I'm going to claim 4 computers.
Is that what that
What happened? Well, somebody opened a bottle of champagne and it sprayed everywhere.
We were celebrating the fact that I was about to get 4 new computers.
I was wondering what that sledgehammer was doing over in the corner there.
Wait, 1 XS, that's it. All done.
Oh, can't you palm off some old laptop to her? And take the Air?
No, I already asked her. It's not fair. She always gets the hand-me-down, so that she can have the new one this time. That's all right.
Oh, that's rubbish. Well,
Singapore in 3 weeks, mate, so she can have the Air.
That's right. Grand Prix, are we? Is this what's going on?
Singapore F1 Grand Prix.
Nice.
I'm there for a week, but I'll be doing the show from Singapore.
Nice work. And I think you were telling me that the hotel's 20 up, 20 down, so there's no dramas.
Yeah, 20 up, 20 down where I'm staying. Thank you very much.
That's good. That's good. Well, I'll tell you what, Will's not the only one that's got a new computer. Of course, guess who else has got a new computer?
Oh, that's right. Oh, hang on a minute. The one that you told your wife was a hard drive for the existing computer you've already got.
Don't say that on the podcast.
Too late.
Well, if that's what you said, then you would be telling the truth.
Well, that's right. Well, you see, everyone, if you don't know what I got, I've ditched the old Macintosh because I had enough of it. I had a gut full of this Mac, and I got a Mac Mini. Yeah, nice little thing. It's the entry level one, and it's great. I've written a few little specs down here, or a few little well, not specs as such, but a few little notes of my observations of it. So obviously, if you don't know what a Mac Mini is, it's just the computer part of a Mac. There's no screen, no keyboard, no mouse. It's just the box. So all it's got in it is what the motherboard, the chip, the RAM, and the hard drive, and the ports, USB ports, FireWire 800, which is a difference to the FireWire 400 because it's a different size plug, which I found out the hard way. So I had to spend another $20-$30, I think it was, to get a cord that went from a 9-pin. From a 6-pin to a 9-pin.
You've also got a Thunderbolt port.
Yes, that's true.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so
Nothing to use it with, though.
No, not yet.
No.
Wait and see.
Yeah, not yet, but we'll see. But look, a couple of things that I looked at was look, it runs cool. Like it's got no, I believe it's got a fan in it, but you can't hear it. And it's like I wish I could show you all, but well, you know what a Mac Mini. Just go to the apple.com.au website and have a look for it. But yeah, it's about how big would it be? 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters or something.
No, mate.
Yeah. So FireWire.
I'm on the website now. I'll tell you.
So FireWire 800 needed another adapter. The temperature. Look, Frosty and Eric, they've been fighting which is the best temperature app. I haven't installed any yet, but I think the iStat Pro could be the way to go.
Yeah, fair bit of info, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've just looked at the webpage so far. Yeah, it runs cool, no noise. Look, it doesn't like wireless mice. I chucked in a wireless mouse.
Yeah. Likes the Bluetooth, but not the wireless. It's correct.
Because I chucked in a wireless mouse when I first got home, and it didn't work. And I'm going, oh, surely I'm not that stupid. And I changed batteries, and then I found another one in the cupboard, so I put another wireless mouse in. Still didn't work. And I thought, stuff this. I have to put a cord mouse in. So I put a cord mouse in, and it works. I don't know what the story is with wireless mice. Just something got to sort out, I reckon. And
Steve Jobs is moving on, mate. He just doesn't want old technology.
Yeah, probably. What, wireless? Turn it
not
up.
even, mate. Bluetooth all the way.
I'll turn it up. And
yeah, so it's 20. It is. It's 19.7 by 19.7.
Oh, how good's my eye?
Yeah, very good. And he weighs 1.2 kilos.
Yeah, it's light as. It's got the nice little black apple sitting on the top of it. It's good. It's good value. I got it hooked up to this little LED monitor I've got, and by crikey, it's a good picture. By crikey. Look, one of the only things I didn't like about it when I first got it, but Frosty put me straight. Frosty, if you don't know, is one of our listeners who was on last week as well. But yeah, so thanks, Frosty. He delved into the depths of the bowels of Google, and because what happens is that actually the mouse has a reverse scroll. By default, when you normally, you know how you scroll normally on your PC, well then when you go to this Mini, you scroll, but it goes the opposite direction. So it's like it had a virus. You know, if you're on a PC, you'd be going, it's got a virus.
Yeah.
But anyway, what happened was that in the system, if you want to know, I'll tell you how to change that because there might be other people out there that are pulling their hair out. But in the system preferences, the mouse icon, and there's a little checkbox, move content in the direction of movement when scrolling or navigating. Untick it, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, then you're back to PC.
Yes, then Bob's your uncle.
Oh, yeah, okay, go.
Yeah, so
I was going to say something, but I think we already spoke about it. That's okay.
All right, so yeah, so that was my little purchase for the weekend. So now we've got the GarageBand running on it, we've got the Skype running on it, and what I was going to try next week is actually try and do exactly the same what's happening now, but even stream from it, and that hopefully may even leave some processor free on the PC for everything else that we're trying to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see how we go next week with that. But yeah, so that was my little news. But yeah, moving on in. If you want to call into the show, call in live. Skype Aussie Tech Head. You just dial in the Aussie Tech Head into the contact, and yeah, call in, and we'll have a chat to you. All right. What else is going on?
Hang on. Well, the big news of today. Or was it yesterday? I can't remember now. It's today.
Today.
Stevie Jobs.
Yes.
Gone.
He has gone. I beg your pardon?
I quit.
He has quit. That's right. Old Steve. He's had enough. He's called it quits from CEO. He's still going to be the chairman and sitting on the board.
Correct.
Yeah. So yes, that is correct. Sorry, I'm just looking. Sorry, I've just been sidetracked by my processor. We'll just call in Will here for a second. Hey, Will, is there a problem?
No, apparently the stream's pretty rough, so I'm assuming it's just because you're high processor.
Right, okay. Well, we'll keep on going then. Say, hey,
as long as you're recording.
Hey, streamers, just tell us if it gets too bad, and we'll do something about it.
I have a feeling it's your internet connection, mate. We've been having problems with that over the last couple of days, you and me.
Yeah, so it could be too. It could be. Yeah, but so anyway, Apple has said that he submitted his resignation to the board of directors and strongly recommended that the board named Tim Cook as the successor. So we've got a picture here of Tim Cook if you're watching on the stream. Mr. Jobs is only 56 years old. He's been elected chairman of the board, and Tim Cook will join the board effective immediately, the company has said.
This is how much they think of this bloke. He said, I want Tim Cook to be on the board. Yes. There was already a succession plan in. They all knew that Tim was going to go up. But the other things that weren't in the succession plan were two things. Tim Cook wasn't on the board as per succession plan, and Jobs did as per their succession plan. There was no mention of him being chairman. But per Mr. Jobs' request, he said, I want Tim on the board and I want to be chairman. And they said, you know what? That's fine with us.
Yeah, so obviously the whole world is waiting with bated breath to see how the company progresses over the coming years and so forth. As in regard to like the innovation that's obviously going to be a big gap with Steve's innovation and ideas and stuff. And
I don't know. I think he's built a fairly good culture and he's hired the right people. There's always going to be a little bit of a flat,
a flat period.
Period.
Well, I think that the shares.
Long run, I don't think is going to be an issue.
The shares dipped, but they did recover a bit as the announcement permeated across the world. Yeah, so there's a quote from Steve in his resignation. I've always said, if there ever was a day when I could no longer meet my duties and expectations as Apple's CEO, I would be the first to let you know. Mr. Jobs said in his resignation letter. Unfortunately, that day has come. So everyone knows.
We don't know what's wrong with this guy. We don't know how sick he is. Maybe he decided, you know what, I just want to do something else. Or it could be, I'm too sick to continue. I just hope that he's all right. Yeah, I'm not going to speculate on whether I wish him well. I hope he does well.
Well, it's probably time. Like a CEO, he's probably hands-on day in, day out. Chairman, probably not. So yeah, born in 1955. He's stepping down. So he's also career. He also did a stint with Next Computer, and he's got something to do with Pixar and Disney. He's returned to Apple after a short hiatus and built Apple up into what it is today. Now
he started Next Computer.
Oh, okay, right.
He started that when he was fired from Apple.
Yeah,
biggest mistake they ever made because they nearly went broke without him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because they didn't have a chance when he left the first time. They didn't have a chance to put in a succession plan, and as a result, it was all over the shop. On this occasion, it's different.
Now, this guy, Tim D. Cook, Timothy Tim D. Cook, born November 1960. So he's a young puppy.
He's only young, 50.
Yeah, not too bad. And his primary responsibility now is managing the day-to-day operations of the company. Cook spent 6 months at Compaq as Vice President for Corporate Materials before he was hired by Steve Jobs to join Apple. He initially served as Senior Vice President for Worldwide Operations. Cook served as Chief Operating Officer of the Computer Reseller Division of Intelligent Electronics and 12 years in IBM's personal computer business as Director of North American Fulfillment. In January 2007, he was promoted to COO, and apparently he's a fitness enthusiast, enjoys hiking, cycling, going to the gym. He regularly begins sending emails at 4:30 a.m. When's this guy asleep? He's probably just a caffeine-aholic, and he's been known to hold Sunday night staff meetings by telephone.
That last bit sounds like a bio for a dating agency.
Yeah.
He's a fitness enthusiast, enjoys hiking, cycling, and going to the gym.
Yeah, do you like pina coladas and walking in the rain?
So there's a bit on the new guy. So yeah, the world will be waiting to see how he progresses.
Just a bit of background on and how much this guy, Steve Jobs, has affected every industry that he's ever touched. He started Next Computer, didn't do very well with Next Computer, but it was bleeding money for a long time. But Apple bought Next Computer off Steve Jobs for $480 million in 1996 and brought him back as an interim CEO or a consultant. They didn't buy it for the hardware, they bought it for the software. Then OS 10 now, what you're seeing on your new Mac, is the underpinnings of that is Next.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
What they bought it. And while he was out with Next, he also started Pixar. He acquired the computer graphics division of Lucasfilm, and it was spun off as Pixar Animation Studios. He paid $20 million for that.
Wow.
And he remained CEO and a majority shareholder of Pixar. He owned 50.1% until Walt Disney bought it in 2006. Now it's Disney Pixar for $3 billion.
That's a nice little.
Put in $20 million, spent about $100 million getting it up to scratch.
Yep.
Sold for $3 billion.
Yeah.
He's now the largest individual shareholder of Disney, and he's on the board of Disney. So he's revolutionized animation, computers, music industry, now phones.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I think a lot of us have these ideas of what to do. Like I remember thinking myself, 10 years ago, wouldn't it be good to have a device that was the phone, GPS, and music player all in one? But how the hell are we going to get these things organised? So, maybe Alibaba.com.
Well, actually, 10 years ago, you probably didn't even know what GPS was.
Yeah, well, whenever, like I remember.
That's right, it was just military applications, really, 10 years ago.
Yeah, because I just remember, like, I refused to buy these things because I thought, well, why am I going to carry around 3 things? I don't want to carry 3 things, phone, GPS, and whatever. But anyway, Eric's put together a little video here. Now, some of it I know you guys on the podcast won't be able to see it, but we'll discuss it as it goes through. It's just the products, some of the products that have come out of Apple over the years since.
Are you going to play it in order of how it was put together?
No, just from the products.
Okay, sure.
Yep. So we'll have a bit of a look at that, and we can comment while the stream plays.
Okay.
All right. If everything works, if the processor stays nice. Come on. Well, there's the Apple One, 1976. I like the
one you had to assemble yourself. You got basically a heap of circuit boards, and you had to put it in your own case.
Yeah, that's right. The Apple.
The Apple One. In the end, that was fully built.
In the end, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. In the end, yeah.
The Apple II I have sitting underneath Dad's place. It looks exactly like that, actually. Set up the same way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I remember the Apple II. That's the first beast that I got into. Made in 1977 when they came out. Geez, that's a long time ago. So I think I was using those down when I was a kid. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah. So if I was
would have been 6 or 7.
12 would have been about 82. Yeah.
Yeah, so, that'd be about right. I think mine's the later one. Mine's, I think, 82, 83 mine was made. Or 81, 82, I think. It was the last of the Apple IIs that had more memory, had what they called their Lisa audio card or whatever it was that attempted to speak at you.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And it had, what you don't see in that picture is the back of it the two big thick ribbon cables that ran to the floppy drives, and then a big thick power cable.
That's right. I remember when I first started using the Apple II, we had the tape drive. That's it. Yeah, so that was all good. Then the Apple Lisa in 1983. What, named after his daughter? Is that right?
He's He's at the time illegitimate daughter. Well, she's still illegitimate.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But at the time, he didn't want to recognise that she was his daughter.
Right.
But he named the computer after her.
Oh,
and then over time, he recognised.
Yeah.
And she's 30 now.
Wow. Is she a sort? We should get
Apparently,
a picture. Okay.
Yes.
That Apple Lisa has the later model of the Apple II, which is what I had, has the same.
Right. Have we lost Skype?
Out there, Will. Yeah.
Yeah, you've dropped out, Will. Hang on, we'll see if has Will actually dropped out of the. No, he's still in the Skype. But anyway, that might be a good time to. He's still talking. Will, stop talking. There was a problem with the call. Hang on, he's going to come back. He's coming back. Will, come back to us. All right. Well, we're going to have a little break. We're gonna get Will back, and we're gonna pick it up off from the Apple Lisa when we return. Hang on a sec. Okay. We're gonna have a little break. We're gonna get Will back. We're gonna pick it up off. All right, William, what's happened? So Eric, you're still there?
I'm still here.
Oh, good. That's not my internet. I'm paranoid because I think I have got an internet problem. So we're gonna hang up from Will, and we're gonna get him back. I like the new little Skype dots, because how I'm ringing and how I've got my window open, the little dots are going up Will's nose.
Value.
So how are we doing with trying to get Will back? Not really going.
No, what's happening?
Hang on, I'll send him a chat, see what it's happening. Hang on, chat.
Live. Do you like peanut?
Hello.
Oh, there he is. He's back. All right.
My Skype just decided that it was the perfect time to update by itself.
Oh, you're kidding.
That's wrong, isn't it?
Fucking Microsoft.
That is so shit. All right. Oh, that's new. I've got GarageBand 11 as things are new. Create.
Yes.
Oh, look, this is so much more snappier now. So I'm hoping that I'm pretty sure I'll be able to stream from it. So I'm pretty sure, eh? So
you can, yeah. Once you get the USB adapter.
Yeah, and record. So I'm happy with that. I'll be good. I'll be bananas. All right.
These just.
Yep.
Oh. I was going to say the best quality way of doing it is to use a Windows media stream out of VidBlaster and then pick it up digitally with that, so you don't have any analog conversion.
No, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I've got the live stream, because I won't have the live stream open on the PC.
The camera, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll just this whole big ugly flash program will be gone. All right, so let's go again. So we're talking about the Lisa. I'm not sure exactly where you left off, Will, but we'll quickly just touch on the Lisa again, and we'll move on. Is that all right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we found him. His Skype had to auto-update, but he's back. It's updated, and we're good to go. So the Apple Lisa, after his daughter, and 1983 came out. All right, have we got anything else to say about that, Will? I know we cut you off midstream.
I was just saying my Apple II had the same, because it was the last of those, had the same hardware as the Apple Lisa. Obviously, it looked different, but I think the processor and the amount of memory, all 64K of it or whatever it was, 128 might have been by that point.
Oh, geez, going all out, 128.
But I'm just not sure if it was the Lisa was the first one with the hard drive.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got two.
It might have been the Lisa or the next one.
It's got two
floppies. It was
floppies
about there
on that
somewhere.
one.
It still had two floppies, but they introduced SCSI. SCSI was the next great thing.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Apple like that SCSI. Oh, there it is. The Apple Macintosh 1984.
There it is. The Mac Classic.
Yeah, that's the one. I never had one of those.
Hang on. Was that... No, the Classic was the colour version of that, wasn't it?
The Classic? I'm not...
It was the colour version.
Yeah, it was.
That was black and white.
This is the first one. The very first one.
Yeah.
And the one...
That was black and white. That was their transition. That had a hard drive in it and a 1.4 floppy.
Yeah. Yeah, look at the clunky mouse.
No one of the first to produce 1.4 floppy as well.
And is that an iPad on the wall in the background?
It is.
Yep. Which actually, funnily enough, has the same size screen just about.
A little bit better, but same size.
Look, I used to do some work for a guy on that Mac, one of those Macs, and look, they were all right. That was my first introduction to the Mac. All right, what's next?
Yeah, me too. The 84.
They make great fish tanks too.
Yes, I've seen that. The next station, 1989. So Jobsy's obviously he's been sacked, and then we've got the iMac.
That was their introduction into commercial, wasn't it? As a workstation.
Yeah, these are selling. They were broadcast quality workstations.
What
that's right. Yeah.
The next
animation. The next year.
That was their their equivalent of a Weiss terminal.
Yeah, but a little bit gutsier, I would say. They were very expensive, but you can see starting now in '89 his influence on design. It's very clean. Yeah, you know, that could pass as a terminal now in any bank.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's a nice looking thing.
Probably is.
And that was 19.
Right.
And that's
I think
19.
they use what do they use? DECs or IBMs? I think.
NECs, I think some of them. Yeah. So we're coming up next to something that's a little bit more familiar. Is the coloured
eMac.
The coloured iMacs, 1998. There we go.
Sorry.
And I never got
all in one.
Yeah, all in
one.
The
round mouse that you couldn't use.
Yeah, that's right. Horrible mouse. But this was the first computer that had internet introduced as part of it. It had a dial-up modem inside and an Ethernet.
Built-in Ethernet. It had two USB ports and no floppy drive. It was the first device to get rid of a physical media drive.
Wow.
It did have a CD.
Yeah, had a CD, no floppy.
There you go. All right, then we're moving on. 1998, and then we're smashing into the 2007. Had a quiet decade, didn't they?
Pause that.
They've missed a few out of it.
This is 2007. Look at the top left-hand corner of that picture.
Yeah, no service on the iPhone.
That's because it's AT&T.
Well, nothing's changed, really. It's still the same.
Maybe it didn't have a SIM card. Oh, it must have something. Oh, no.
No, because if it had no SIM card, it would say no SIM.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Yeah, and whoever's got 185 email messages, I want to clear those out. What's going on?
We can't check them because there's no service.
That's right. What's going on?
Wi-Fi.
So that's the iPhone one in 2007.
iPhone 1, which is the Edge one, no 3G.
All right, and then no prizes for guessing the next one. We've got the iPod. She's finally arrived.
It's a bit out of order.
It is out of order. What's going on?
It is way out of order.
Well, we'll see what comes next. We're probably going to go through to 2007 now. All right, but anyway, there's another device, the iPod.
The iPod was a revolutionary media device. It had a physical spinning laptop hard drive in it, a 2.5 inch laptop hard drive.
Yeah.
And they actually had a separate speaker just to make the scroll wheel clicking sound.
Correct.
Oh, you're kidding me.
The pictures on here, someone's saying, where's the laptops? It's Frosty. The pictures that are up there, these are just the revolutionary products that they've introduced that have changed the game. That's why these ones have been chosen. Laptops never changed the game, really, for them. The iPod did, the Mac did, Next Station definitely did, iTunes Store definitely did.
Yeah. Welcome to iTunes, the only program that will successfully halve your computer speed.
Nah, it doesn't, does it? Goes
horrible.
Mine.
Shocking program.
There you go.
Yeah, stop watching those movies that are illegal.
There you go. So there's
I can't put iTunes on my computer.
But anyway, that's the iTunes Store in 2003. Very basic looking iTunes Store there. And then let's see what's next. What does Eric put in his little montage thingy next? The iTunes Store 2003 going into the iPad 1 2010. Look at those little babies. So
yeah, one of those.
Hey,
Wouldn't mind a touchpad, though. DT, where's my touchpad, DT?
So we're coming up with the stories on the touchpad in a second. So let's just quickly go through these because we're spending a bit of time on this. So iPad 1 2010. Then we're going to spin into that's it. And
you want to play this because it's pretty funny.
All right, what is this? Tell us what it is before we play it.
It's John Hodgman who plays PC Man in the I'm a PC ads.
Yeah,
and he's pretending to be Steve Jobs as part of it's a skit. It's a joke. It's pretty fun.
So
it's a funny bugger.
It works on audio, does it?
Yeah, it's on audio.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's have a listen and a little bit of a watch for this.
Hello, everyone. I'm Steve Jobs. Yes, that's right, it's me, Chief Executive of Apple Inc., 1 Infinite Loop, Cupertino, California, 95014. I know the address. That's how you know it's me, Steve Jobs. Well, I've got some big news this year. I want the whole world to hear it. I quit. Yes, that's right. I'm resigning effective immediately. And what's more, I'm shutting down all of Apple. Now, I know this comes as a surprise to some of you, but if you think about it, you'll see I really didn't have a choice. I mean, Vista's been performing so well. They've sold dozens of copies. It was so clear to me that Leopard was just going to get lost in all of that wow. And then I got my iPod killer. The Zune. Look at this baby, huh? Brown. Now, I'm sure you'd agree that it's time for Apple to wave the white flag and concede defeat to the boys up in Redmond, Washington. And don't shed tears over the iPhone and all that other junk we talked about. Just carry those big brains of yours up out of the Mascarpone Center and go on home. You're no longer needed. PC? But. Hey, oh, hi, Mac. What's going on? How are you?
Again? Really? Why? I thought we talked about this last year. You think these people are really going to believe that you're Steve Jobs?
You're right. Hello, I'm Phil Schiller.
Oh, so there we go. So, you all enjoy that?
Pretty funny.
Good stuff.
I like it when he takes the piss out of Microsoft.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty funny.
Sold dozens of copies.
So we're going to move on to a bit, change the speed a bit now, and we're going to see what Eric's been listening to in his Audible collection.
I've got a nice book for you today, and I stumbled across it at the very last minute, and I'm going to download it later on tonight. Now, where is it? Where is my notes on this? I'll get my notes up so I can talk about it. Oh, my notes. Oh, sorry about that, fellas. Right, this book is called... Oh, see, it's lost now. Sorry about this. Where did it go? Oh, it's...
So Audible, if you don't know, it's books on RAM. That's all.
Books on RAM. Good one. Books on floppy.
That's right. So obviously you all know about Audible by now, but it's Audible books. So you can download them, put them in your car, put them on your iPod, and listen to the book being read most of the time by the author of the book or the biography, or whatever you would call it. But yeah, audible.com. You can sign up for a 14-day free trial at audibletrial.com/Aussie Tech Heads, and from there you can get one free book. So have a look into that and do yourself a favour. You can also, if you can't remember that URL, you can also just go to the aussietechheads.com.au webpage and click on the banner that sits right at the front there, and you'll be able to get your free 14-day free book and your 14-day trial. And if look, I would recommend you at least give them a go, give them a shot, because it's good value. If you got a lot of downtime or travel time or whatever you might have, you can just jam one of these books on, and we're going to hear about another interesting one from Eric's collection right now.
Yes, this one is called The Moon Maze Game, a Dream Park novel. It sounded a bit iffy at the title, but then I read on, and I'll read a little bit. The year 2085. And the NBN is still not in. No, that doesn't say that. Humanity has spread throughout the solar system. A stable lunar colony is agitating for independence. Lunar tourism is on the rise. Against this background, professional close protection specialist Scotty Griffin, fresh off a disastrous assignment, is offered an opportunity of a lifetime. So I'll just read a little grab here.
For 500 years, the world's finest timepieces had been designed and assembled in Geneva, Switzerland. After centuries of conservative tradition, the 21st century saw a flowering of mechanical engineering and microelectronics, as well as telecommunications, information technology, and artificial intelligence. Geneva had become Europe's Silicon Valley, with all the money, power, and glamour that implied. According to Zagat, 4 of the world's top 100 hotels were located in this one ancient city, and the very best of these was the Geneva Arms. Tonight, the Arms swarmed with luminaries and paparazzi, the streets lined with fans hoping to glimpse the wealthy and famous at play. The street and sky were crammed with traffic. Lightly drifting snowflakes dusted the street, lending the cobblestones an almost ethereal elegance. Scotty Griffin stood near the doorway, eyes on the crowd. Station 1, Starburst is leaving the ballroom. Do you have a visual?
No, I don't. But
now, is that guy's voice make you want to listen to this book or not?
Oh, it's a deep, like a Woody voice, isn't it? It's very, it's very.
Yeah. It's a sort of American John Lords.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. But
without the vitriol.
Yeah, but I tell you, look, one thing that I like about the Audible stuff is that the ones that I've listened to and the ones that you've played, Eric, the voices are just so easy on the ear, and obviously I guess that they have to be, don't they? But they
have to, otherwise you wouldn't listen. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. So which book was that one again?
That was called The Moon Maze Game, a Dream Park novel.
Oh, right.
So just type in The Moon Maze Game in audible.com. Once you've clicked the link on Glenn's page, just search for that game, that book, if you want to have a look at it. That'll be a free one. And have a listen, have a read.
That's right.
If you don't like, you can always cancel.
That's right.
But in the meanwhile, it's just a fantastic thing to do when you're commuting, doing the cleaning around the house, doing the dishes. Don't want to listen to your wife, put the headphones in. Brilliant.
That's right. And I even know people that just jam it onto their iPods, and they can jam it in the treadmill these days. And do it while you walk. Oh, right. Fantastic. But anyway, so that's right. So click on the link on the front of the AussieTechHeads.com.au webpage and get your free book today. All right, now moving on. Well, we're not gonna move on right away, because we've got to go find Will again. His Skype is playing up tonight. So what we're going to do is he's writing messages. I hate Skype, and we all do. Look, mine restarted itself today as well. So I guess it's got to come to everyone. All right, so we're just going to take another quick break. We're going to find William again, and we'll be back in a second. And we're going to talk touchpads. All right, back soon.
I love to get DT. Where's my touchpad?
Hello.
Oh, he's back.
Hello.
Does it just connect automatically?
No, I did that.
How can you join in?
I'm good, see.
Yeah, how does that work? All right. Well, that's good. Saves me doing it.
Except I can't get the Hangout. Can you invite me again? Just click on invite people and then type my name back in.
Okay. Invite.
Cool.
Oh, how do I close that chat thing?
Click on it.
There we go. I'll tell you, should I say now?
What's that?
Oh, I'm going to, because I like living on the edge. But apart from Skype, everything's gone pretty good.
Yeah.
Hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, the audio's been really nice. Everyone's sounding great. The video's good. My pictures worked. My movie worked. So I hope it's coming out all right on the stream for you guys. For you in the lizards in the lounge there. Hope it's coming out all right.
Yeah, look, the stream quality is better than the Google Plus video quality.
Yeah, but that's Glenn's end. Oops. Okay, I'll fix that problem. I did that.
So was that what's wrong with my end?
Oh, it's just through the Hangout, but that's because it's using VidBlaster.
Now I was interested. I just overheard you the other night, Will, while you were talking dribble at the end of your show. That
as we do.
That you had something to do with a IP camera in Google Plus or something. Does that work, or what's going on there?
Yeah, I've got to play with it a bit more. You can use the Google video drivers as cameras,
right?
But it's not officially supported, so it does work, but it's a little bit flaky. But I'm playing with it so that, because at the moment we've got the different squares down the bottom of Google Plus, and you click on the person you want to make full screen.
Yeah.
But if I can get these Google camera drivers, Google camera adapter drivers working properly, then you'll be able to allocate one camera to each person.
And then would you be able to suck them in the VidBlaster as a camera?
Yeah.
And would it be better quality?
Well, it'd be the same quality as you see on the big picture.
Right.
And the thing is, when you first switch that big picture, when you first switch cameras, like when you click on somebody to change cameras, it takes a second or so for it to bring the quality up.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I would say, that tonight's stream of you and Will, and Eric. Let's get Eric. Wait till it defuzzes. Like, I have honestly seen worse streams with Leo. Sometimes he gets some real shockers, but tonight I'm very happy with that.
It helps. I've got a new camera too, new Logitech C310 or something rather, which is a HD camera, which helps.
Yeah. I think that's the one down from mine, which I actually probably should have bought actually, because when am I going to use HD? The web doesn't do it yet, and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, let's keep going. So the next one we're going to go on about, we're already halfway through the show, so we better speed it up a bit.
Right. If we don't go through as many stories, that'll be quite normal on a day like today with the Jobsy resigning.
Yeah, all right. So I've got my new segment coming up as well, called Ask the Head. And I've got a question. Someone sent me in a question.
All right, good.
And so we'll do the touch tab or whatever the stupid thing's called, and then we'll that could be bad. Turn it up, and we'll do the. Well, it probably will be.
Kidding? Did Skype just die again?
But we'll do the. No, I can see here.
Will.
Yeah, so we'll
Skype just wigged out for a minute. It's all good.
So we'll do the touchpad, and then we'll go into the Ask the Head.
It's the D head.
I got something else to show you for Ask the Head.
Uh-oh.
Have you got a head to show us? Did you sever someone's head?
You just have to wait and see.
You know, in the Navy or on a boat, the head's the toilet, don't you?
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, well.
Ask the toilet.
It could be ask the toilet and make sure you flush before you go. All right. Oh, hang on.
Lumps.
Who's me? Okay, so where are we? Touchpads. Who does anyone want to lead off with it?
You lead off, mate.
I've got a couple of different angles, so you can lead and I'll...
All right.
Throw your angles.
All right. So, all right, and we're back and we're talking touch tablets or something like that, whatever they're called, those little WebOS devices that Harvey Norman had, and now they've got none because they've all sold out. So what's been going with those, Will? Tell us all about the touch tablets.
Well, we had a big discussion on this on Talkback Tech and our Android show, actually, why they did what they did. But I was just happened to be having a look on eBay just before the show, just out of curiosity to see what they're going for. You know, given the fact they were what, $460 odd, they're reduced down to $98 to get rid of them. And you think, okay, you pay a couple $100 on eBay, you do all right. But there's some of them that are selling, the 32 gig ones, which were reduced to 98, are selling on eBay for $520 and $80 postage, which is dearer than their original retail price.
Now, you told me as well before.
Get an iPad at that price?
Well,
yeah, exactly.
But you were telling me before that people are bidding on. That's actually bids.
That had 34 bids on it.
That's out of control. That's out of control. But anyway, if you don't know what's going on and you missed out, well, you won't get one. But Harvey Norman this week is the exclusive retail outlet for the so what they actually call the
HP touchpad.
Touchpad. Okay,
yep.
And announced just earlier in the week that the remaining 6,000 units would go on sale for $98. And as Will said, down from 400 odd. The fire sale came about after HP announced last Thursday that it was discontinuing the touchpad because of miserable US sales. Unfortunately, the action coincided with the 4th day of touchpad's existence in Australia. It's lasted 4 days over here. And apparently this gave it one of the shortest shelf lives of any electronic product in the local history. Now, just as to give you an example, I just had a bit of a poke around. In England, many retailers had slashed their prices as low and down to as low as £89. So they got ripped off, haven't they? Because that's still about $160. Yeah. So what's going on in England? Must be the water, the cold. But But yeah. So now look, there's one of our friends, one of our lizards has got the touchpad. He went down and got it. DT Steve he was on the show last week. He didn't have it back then, otherwise we would have quizzed him. But
he was reviewing it on TBT and on the other Android show.
And so if you want a bit of a review, go and do the TBT 37 last week.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was
the new one that's not up yet, but it will be by the end of the week.
The one that was recorded on the 23rd of August. But anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to try and get DT to do another little sneaky review for us, and hopefully you might be able to get that next week. And so it runs WebOS. It doesn't run Android, but a few people think they can put the Android on it.
You can put it on it. And Auszilla out of the chat room. I haven't seen him for a few weeks, but I read his tweet. He got one as well.
Oh, good work, Nick. Good work. Yeah. So Steve,
there's a bit more to that story that's come out in the last few days. Basically, HP has confirmed that they're pulling out of the consumer electronics business altogether. No more PCs, no more smartphones, no more tablets.
Wow.
They're basically going to stick with business grade products, so servers, business workstations, routers, switches, hubs, printers,
and
of course,
services.
which is what.
And services.
Yeah, and a lot of their software services. Yeah, data services. Which is kind of strange though, because when you look at the top PC vendors or big brand name PC vendors, HP's on top with 17.5% of the market. Then Dell's got 12.5%, Lenovo's got 12%, Acer's 11%, Acer is 11%, and Asus is 5%. So it's quite strange they're pulling out of the market because they're, the biggest PC manufacturer.
Yeah, but their margins are really thin. That's why there's no margin for them.
Their 5.9% is their profit margin, which is actually one of the highest in the industry.
So, did you say...
they did an analysis. HP have to sell 7 laptops to get the same dollars as Apple by selling one laptop.
Apple have 40% margin on the bulk of their hardware.
That's right. Well, that's smart. As far as I'm concerned, if I could sell one item and make $400, I'd rather do that than sell one item and make $5.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. But
and they make those sort of big margins in their data services and their server grade and their business stuff. That's why they're thinking, you know what? Let's stick to that over there and make 40% like Apple does, and we'll stick the 5% business. And IBM did the same thing with their laptops, the Lenovo's.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when someone smaller starts making it and they get efficiencies, they tend to make more money out of it. And Lenovo are now making better margins when they're on their own than they were when IBM was doing it. So
that's right.
HP will probably go the same way. Their margins will go up because they'll be more efficient because it's a smaller company.
And did you say that they're getting out of printers as well? Did you say that?
No. They're getting out of consumer grade printers. They're not doing the little inkjets and stuff anymore, but they're sticking with what they know.
I heard different. I heard that they were sticking to both because apparently their inks, there's something like 100% markup on their inks.
Oh, absolutely.
Easy,
it wouldn't surprise me because everybody, I mean, HP, although the consumer grade printers haven't been real good for a couple of years, but as a rule, HP actually make very good printers. They always have. I mean, you know, I've still got an old HP LaserJet 2 back from the early 90s, and it still prints as good as the day it was made.
Yeah. You know that printer I bought, or you can email a document to it and it'll print it. Remember that one I bought a few months ago?
Yes, yes.
That one? Yeah. So I could be at the office and I'd email it to the email address of the printer.
Yes.
Here at home, and I'd come home and it'd be printed. Well, that's an HP.
Yeah, yeah, that's all right. Yeah, look, I've never had HP printers. I've had Canons, and now I've got a Brothers. But
one thing I found interesting was a lot of the HP, the upper level printers, like the $300 and $400 printers, actually had a little like 4 and 5 inch touchscreen pad running WebOS, or a full little tablet.
Yeah, they do. The one I've got, the printer I've got is a touchscreen WebOS interface.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, good stuff.
WebOS is a brilliant operating system. You know, I hope, because they're keeping WebOS the software, and they're going to keep developing it. They're just going to look for someone to license.
It'll go into their printers and their routers and stuff like that. It'll become their backbone, which is fine. I mean, it's not a bad operating system. It just wasn't very consumer friendly.
Well, it will be once someone else makes the hardware, because they're getting out of the hardware side. If someone can make the hardware, they'll license the software, like Android's doing.
But the WebOS, and as for this tablet thing, there's not going to be any apps made for it.
Well, they said that they're going to keep developing it. If they can get a partnership going with a manufacturer, I'm pretty sure that there'll be apps for it, and I think it'll do all right long term. I think it'll be okay. I'll tell you the truth, I can't wait to get my hands on one.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a good OS for like a web TV or a set-top box, something like that. It'd be perfect for that.
Yeah,
I agree. It's a very simple and it's a very clean skin operating system.
Yeah.
And the guy that developed it is the guy that worked on the iPod with Steve Jobs. So he knows his stuff. He knows how to make stuff simple and make it just work. And I think the WebOS is just a really, really nice operating system, and I'd love to have one.
Yeah.
I know there's rumours about Nokia going to Microsoft for Windows for their phones, but I reckon they'd be smart if they ditched Symbian and went to WebOS. It's
not a rumour. There is a tie-up. Windows phones will be on Nokia's by the year. Yeah.
They're still doing Symbian stuff.
All right.
Until not for long, but yeah, they will. They're going to can it. But Windows, look, I agree. I think to tell you the truth, I think a WebOS is a much better and much prettier operating system than Windows 7.
All right, we'll leave the tablet there because we've got. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I promised a new segment. Well, the time has arrived.
How could we forget?
Now, I haven't got any music though, but I've got a. Have I got anything to go with it? Probably not.
Why don't you play the intro to?
So time has arrived, but
one that I whipped up for you.
No, I haven't got time for that. I thought I just hang on.
In the Dropbox. I put it back in your Dropbox.
All right, no, but I've got one of these. I think if it works. What is it? Anything? I was supposed to have a thing. Anyway, look, have a look at Eric for a minute, and we're going to come back with Ask the Head. All right, are you ready? Here's our new segment called Ask the Head. Hello, this is the head, and now. For those of you that are on audio, the head is a special person.
He looks like Frankenstein. With himself.
He is a very special person.
Doesn't look very nice.
But oh geez, I'll tell you what, he might not be nice, but geez, he knows his stuff. But anyway, we got a question after my shout out for questions. The other week, we have a little question tonight. And it's from Robbo. Now, Robbo's over there in Perth somewhere, and he has... I can't watch the screen while I do this. He has asked, Head, can you tell me, please, how to get PDFs onto my iPad? And I went, interesting question. So what he wants to do is,
next question.
No, basically. No, well, apparently what you can do is, how you got your e-books? Well, the iPad is an e-book reader. Now, you've got the app that comes standard, I think, with the iPad too. And what is that called? Is it called Books or
the iBook store?
Or just iBook with the where you hit the
app, the iBook app.
Yes, and it comes up with the bookcase and everything like that.
Yep.
Or you can put PDFs on there, and then you can flick through the PDF. Look at my flipper. You can you can scroll through the.
You have very nice shoulders.
So you can scroll through the. Listen, you guys have got to have a look. Get onto YouTube and have a look at episode 250. You're about 46 minutes in, and you'll get an idea of what the head looks like. Now, yeah. So anyway, it does. How do you get the PDFs on there? All right. So what you do is you go into iTunes, of course. Now in iTunes, you go to edit, because down in your favourites you've got your music, your what else have you got there? Movies, TV, and then all that sort of stuff. Well, there should be another one there called Books, but sometimes it's not there by default. So you go to iTunes, edit, preferences, general, and tick Books, and then under the library that'll pop up under the library. So music, podcast, TV, movies, books. Now, so then under there, so you click on the books and you'll see a white page, and all you do is just get your PDF and you drag it from your Windows Explorer and drag it to the white space there, and it'll pop into the iTunes. Then you synchronize, and then have lots of fun with it. You got your PDFs in the iPad, and they're great.
Yeah, that works well actually. But there is another way if you want to do it this way. What you can do is you email it to your iPad.
Yes.
And it'll come up, and you open it, and it says, then it'll give you an option: save to iBook Store, yes or no.
Right.
And it saves it.
Yes.
And then when you sync it, it throws it back onto your computer, so it'll be on your iTunes.
Well, the head found it easier to do it this other way.
Well, the head would.
so that was the head's tip. So Robbo. Oh, the head's got an echo. So Robbo, hope you enjoy that one. If anyone else has got any, well, head's got to go because he's getting echoes. But if anyone else has got another question for the head for next week, please send it in. All right. Thanks, head.
Thanks, head.
All right. Now, what else are we up to?
Right. Anyone want an NBN story?
Why not?
Why not? Okay.
Hang on, before we go, we might just have to, before we do that one, we're just going to have to recover from the head. And we'll just come back in a sec because the echo is still hanging around. So we'll come back in a sec and finish up with an NBN story. All right.
Where's that echo coming from?
Might be Glenn. His head was echo.
Did you just like the head?
It's like a giant echo chamber.
I don't know. Did you just like the head lounge? Is it a goer?
Well, they were laughing. I don't know if that was with you or at you.
I don't care. As long as it's laughing. All right, so I might have to call this.
Frosty said the head was awesome. Is that because it looked like you, Frosty?
All right. Okay, we're going to have to call back you two. Okay, now call group. How's that going?
Hello. Still there.
Oh, where does that come from?
Ring one of us.
Is it still there? Hello?
Yeah.
1,
echo.
2,
No.
3.
Test. No, it's gone away.
It's gone. Good. Okay.
Testing. 1, 2. Is that me? No. No.
You're all right. That's good. Okay, so we've got an NBN story. Okay. All right. Echo's gone. NBN. What's happened this week, Eric? NBN.
August 23, a couple of days ago. Sneaky NBN.
Yes.
The opposition has seized on a proposal by the company building the National Broadband Network to raise prices for key services by more than the rate of inflation. The taxpayer-owned NBN Co. suggested in recent discussion paper that it be allowed to raise prices by up to 5% more than inflation once the network was complete. The mooted increase in wholesale prices appear to be at odds with commitments from NBN Co. to reduce its prices over time. Remember, that's what they said?
Yeah.
The The cheapest broadband services would not be affected by the proposal because wholesale prices for the lowest speed connections would be capped at $24 a month for the first 5 years.
Yeah,
Would they sell it? They're going to sell it for $40 a month.
But well, they want to be like the private health system. They want to increase their prices above inflation. What's going on with all that?
Yeah, well, they just want to. See, this is the problem when it's become a government monopoly. I'm not against the NBN, and I don't think anybody here is, but I'm against the way it's being run because it's being run by absolute morons.
Yeah, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. But then there's another story I came across here. The NBN company has admitted that wireless internet services in some areas could be comparable to the speed of the basic services on the NBN network. So the NBN Co has said wireless broadband services may be able to deliver 12 megabits a second, which is the entry-level speed for the NBN.
Yeah.
So
this is the thing, entry-level speed. A lot of people are paying $40 a month now and getting 12 up or more.
Yeah.
12, sorry, and 1 up. Why would you then go to the NBN, possibly pay more
for
and still get the same speed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Their minimum speed should be a lot less than what people are paying now for that minimum speed.
But not only that, I mean, if the NBN theoretically is as stable as it's supposed to be, I'll pay the little bit extra to have it. Even if the speed's not great, as long as my upload's better than 800k, I'll pay to go to that. I'll have a more reliable connection. I'll have a slightly increase in speed, lower latency. It's perfect for me.
Well, the latency is probably going to be very good. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, well, that's right, yes. So it will be good.
Apparently the latency is something like 4 milliseconds.
Yeah, but the NBN Co has told the hang on, before then, because what's happened is that the NBN is written into law or whatever it is, that Telstra is not allowed, because Telstra's got the wireless and NBN's got the fibre, and they've written into the rules that Telstra's not allowed to go out and compete. And they're not allowed to go out and say, okay, why don't you go with the 12 meg wireless instead of the NBN? Like, it's mobile.
It's monopoly. It's monopoly behaviour, and it's an Australian trade, and the Trade Practices Commission should jump right all over that.
So
where are they pulling this 12 meg from for the wireless anyway? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, well, that's what they've come back with, and the NBN says that the advertised rates of 10 to 25 megs for wireless often translate into actual rates of less than 2 to 3 because of because speeds fall as more users and that go onto the cells. But the NBN Co has hit back at criticism of its move to stop Telstra from promoting wireless services as a direct substitute for fibre for 2 decades. So for 20 years, Telstra is not allowed to promote as a substitute for the wireless system.
Well, that's not hurting anybody but the consumer.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But it doesn't mean that it probably doesn't mean that it still won't be available. But they're just not promoting it. So probably
No, what they're not allowed to promote is they're not allowed to say that this is the same as the NBN with higher speeds and a low latency. That's all they're not allowed to say. They can say this is the speed we run. However, you'll get a higher latency. So the terms that they're not allowed to advertise it as a direct competitor is true, because it's actually not a direct competitor. It's a direct alternative that's not,
No,
okay,
but
let's say the upload speed's higher, but the download speed will be lower and the latency will be worse. So,
well, it's a competitor in a broadband sense. Probably not a direct competitor when you compare uploads, for example.
Well, what it's got here is that under the terms of Telstra's $11 billion, now this is a lot of money, so obviously there's going to be a few give and takes, but under the terms of Telstra's $11 billion deal with the NBN Co, Telstra has agreed not to market wireless services as a substitute. So not as a substitute, but it can promote wireless as complementary. So obviously the technology is still going to be there, but they're not, well, as far as I read, they're not allowed to come out and go, oh, don't get NBN, get wireless. It's better.
Yeah, but nobody's allowed to say that, though.
Well, see, I'm not sure. Like I said, I like the NBN, but I'm not sure they're going about this the right way. You can't stop people from advertising. By the way, I've got a product. Do you want to buy it? And if they say no, well then that's fair. If they say yes, that's fair.
Yeah.
They can't. Look, and I know why they do, because they're saying, look, we're paying you $11 billion, and the cost of paying you that much money is that we're basically buying your rights not to advertise that service. And I understand it. It's contractual. They've agreed to it. In any contract there's an offer and acceptance. And if you offer someone a contract and they accept that contract, then there's nothing illegal in that at all.
But like as with anything, I think the NBN is just going to be, it's just a big fish out of water, isn't it? Because
it's not the NBN that's the fish out of water; it's the people running it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But like
the government behind it.
But as the governments change, the rules and whatever will start flip flopping around, and it's going to flip flop around.
Let me give Malcolm Turnbull weighed in on this story. He said that the prospect of price rises for NBN services would reverse the long-term trend of broadband coming down in price. And you know what? He's right. Over the last how many years? 10 years, broadband has steadily come down in price. If not your monthly price going down, your absolute data limits going up. So that equates to really a drop in price. It says, we have seen in recent years the prices for fixed line telephone service and broadband come down dramatically. Australians have been used to getting broadband access to telecommunications at lower and lower prices. The government maintains that consumers would receive a better deal under, this is the oxymoron, the government maintains that consumers would receive a better deal under NBN Co because Telstra would lose its market dominance. But hang on a minute, Telstra might be the major player, but it doesn't have market dominance because there is a lot of competition. There's Ironet, there's Internode, there's XLTel, there's Primus, there's Optus, there's TPG.
Yeah, but
there's Vodafone are coming into the fold when the NBN's built. And so they would lose its dominance in telecommunications. Well, hang on a minute. We are replacing up to 200 ISPs, some very small, and probably 12 major ISPs with one NBN Co.
Yeah.
How is that good for consumers?
Yeah, well, it's not going to be really, is it? It's monopoly.
Well, no, weren't they just the wholesaler?
But everyone, yeah, it's a wholesaler, but it's the one wholesaler.
Yeah, but at the moment,
Telstra's.
Yeah, sorry, Will.
Telstra owns all the exchanges now, so it doesn't. It's the same thing.
Yeah, they do, but they have been. It's been written into law by the ACCC that they have to give everyone equal rights to the exchanges, just like they have rights to the exchanges.
And that'll change again when broadband actually gets off its ass and gets going. It'll have to. The same as the internet.
I hope you're right, because if people don't have access to the NBN pits, then we're all screwed.
Yeah, I think. Look, but look, I think as I said before, these things, it's like superannuation. Rules will change every time there's a change in government.
Well, there's going to be a change in government soon because. We'll talk about that in Chewing the Fat. Next up after this episode, we'll be talking about why there'll be a change in government.
And speaking about Chewing the Fat, for those that don't know, Eric and myself, another podcast, Chewing the Fat, find it on iTunes, do yourselves a favour. Talk about the ins and outs of just sit around chewing the fat, basically.
Chewing the fat. Some serious, some not so serious. Tonight, semi-serious. Talking about the change of government. I'm predicting a change of government by Christmas.
All right, so moving on, just to my last story anyway, and I don't know if you boys have seen this, but Google begins Amazon River Street View project. So it's going at Amazon. It will Google. It will photograph the Amazon and the Rio Negro rivers of northwest Brazil in partnership with Charity Foundation of Sustainable Amazon. Google will train local people to collect the images and will leave behind equipment so work continues long term. Pictures will be stitched together so users can explore 360 as we do now. We like and love it. And now, as described in a Google blog post, we'll pedal the Street View trike along the narrow dirt paths of the Amazon villages and manoeuvre it up close to where civilization meets the rainforest. We'll also mount it onto a boat and take photographs as the boat floats down the river. Now, apparently the project will start in the town of Tumbria, wherever that is. If anyone knows where that is, put on yours. Where maybe Google it. We can't yet. So anyway, where the California-based company has attracted so much attention. All right, so there's my little last story for this week. As Will or Eric, do you guys have any stories you want to?
One last story.
Yes.
And Leo reported on this. I can't remember which show it was. One of the shows of the last 2 days. It could have been what's that one Tom Merritt does? Tech News Today or something.
Yes, Tech News Today. TNT.
TNT. He was saying that Sony have agreed to play The Godfather full episode on YouTube. Sony UK, blah, 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 blah. And it was a big report they did on TNT. So I thought, and that's part of my story getting for this afternoon, I thought, oh, that might be a good story. I'll grab that. However, update. Sony and YouTube have taken down the full-length Godfather. It was a fraud.
Oh.
Someone opened an account, Sony Pictures UK,
Oh, dear.
Uploaded the Godfather photos.
Yeah,
a lot
right.
of people picked up on it, thought it was legitimate. Tech News Today got fooled by it, and it was just they're trying to find out where it was uploaded.
Now, didn't I hear Leo going on the other day? What was that story about people that use IE are less intelligent than people that use the other ones?
Yeah, that's right. And that was a fraud too, but you know what? I think he's right.
Yeah. But I saw the episode when Leo they were all going on, oh, how would you go just not checking your stories? Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't have fell for that sort of money. I always check my source. I always check everything.
That's right. That's right.
That was funny. Good one, Leo. Good work.
So they were caught, and it's a big fraud. And and Godfather is not on.
That's right. Oh, look, I'm not saying that
because I was going to bloody watch it.
I would never say that. I've never been caught in a story. It's just that I probably don't know that it was ever wrong anyway.
Speaking of copyright, I've actually got 4 or 5 stories I want to get to, but anywho, one of them involves Russia losing their satellite that they just put up. There's a direct competitor to Skype called Condoot, Kondoot. Not Skype so much. It's kind of a cross between Google Plus, Hangouts, Facebook, Twitter. It's basically a social media video streaming site. So I signed up and had a bit of a play with that, but I'll let you know how that goes. They've actually got robots on the space station, which is pretty cool. So you'll have to go and check out these stories in the thing. But the one I really wanted to get to, speaking of copyright with YouTube, computer forensics in the domain of law enforcement agencies had a landmark legal suit against them. New South Wales, or basically the primary claim of a breach of copyright civil suit against New South Wales Police. Micro Focus claims the police force copied its software and distributed it to third-party agencies without its approval. New South Wales Police could be forced by the courts to turn over its machines in an effort to discover if the mainframe software View Now was copied without permission. Micro Focus claims New South Wales Police had licenses to install View Now on 6,500 computers, but 16,000 copies were being used.
Oh, naughty, naughty! I think that story's been going around for a little while, has it? Is that like that's been around for a little while?
This one was
I think
today? Yesterday.
Yeah, I think
today. This one.
I think they've something happened and they've just had to hand over all their computers or something. Or yeah. But anyway, that's no good. The coppers, they're in trouble, aren't they? Naughty, naughty, naughty coppers.
I mean, it's not like it's. View Now has been used since 1998 by the police force.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, it's goes to show you how up-to-date their software is.
Yeah. Well, I suppose all they've got to do is it's probably just mainframe accessy sort of software. I don't know. Yeah, what else did you have, Will? Just quickly, and we'll wrap him up.
Yeah, the rest you can go and have a look on the show notes. But, yeah, I just found it funny, some of the other stories about how Russia, they're going to be our next great space hope. They're the ones who are currently doing the space program, and they're the ones who are supposed to put us all into space and whatever. And they just launched a satellite and they've lost it somewhere.
So it's just spinning around the Earth somewhere.
It's okay. Yeah. It only cost them 248 million.
Yeah, right. We need Quark. Maybe Quark came and got it, cleaned it up.
You want to hear a very very quick story on how technology can be abused?
Yep.
Did you hear this story about the director of the Channel 9 faking the cross to Daniel Morecambe, or the Choppergate scandal?
Yeah. What happened?
They were doing live crosses, right?
Yeah.
As part of their news story, but they weren't live crosses. They were just like green screens.
Oh yeah, right. But
go on.
I was just going to say that would be pretty common practice.
Yeah, it is common practice, but they were saying live from the chopper and stuff like this.
Oh dear.
The director of news at Channel 9 in Brisbane has resigned, and 2 journalists and a producer have been sacked.
Wow.
Of Choppergate scandal.
Choppergate.
News director Lee Anderson resigned after working for the network for 25 years.
Wow.
Also made us into sack the producer and 2 journalists at the scandal, at the centre of the scandal.
And we've got DT in the lounge that's saying that Channel 7 saw it. Were they the one, they blew it, did they?
They get dirty on each other, don't they?
Oh, yeah, I tell you. It's so silly.
They're next to each other up at Mount Cootha up here. They're pretty much all within stone's throw of each other, so...
Yeah, okay. Good on them. Good on them.
So that's technology being abused. Don't do it, kiddies.
No.
If you want to get a story, do it properly.
That's right.
Don't abuse technology.
Not a cheat.
Always use manual override.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit different when you can sit and you can infer something, like you might just sit in front of a green screen that happens to have the picture of the Opera House out the back or something, but you don't mention it. But
that's right. Peter Harvey does it all the time when he's in Canberra.
Yeah, you just see the guy next to the reporter in the helicopter just going like this,
like clapping his hands.
That's right. Yeah, mate. That's right.
That's why he's always out of breath.
I'm from the helicopter. I can't hear you very well. You're going to have to speak up.
Oh, that's right. All right. Anyway, well, that's going to do us for this week. So thanks, everyone, for joining us. You can email Will, Glenn, or Eric at aussietechheads.com.au. You can find William. Where can we find you on the Twitter, on the Twitters?
Mr. Tompkinson or Aussie TBT. Either works.
And Eric, where can we find you on the Twitters?
Oknaf at Oknaf.
So have you created this new one yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So you can follow Eric when he creates it at.
You can actually, it'll be either at Oknaf or at Cry Oknaf. CRIE. No, sorry, it's
if
was that Kier Oknaf? All right, I'll spell it later. I can't spell my name backwards.
Yeah, so if you're dyslexic,
that'll be a good one to have. Yeah, send people to something you can't spell.
That's right.
So if you're dyslexic, you'll be able to work it out straight away.
Put it in the show notes.
That's right. And you can find me at Twitter, Aussie Tech Heads. You can also, don't forget to follow the news feed at Aussie Tech News, and that'll just plop, a couple of 2 stories every half an hour into your stream. Nothing too heavy. So go and follow that. They also plop into the Facebook stream as well, and a couple of good stories. Yeah, people like them. They comment on them and get conversations out of the stories that appear. So that's all good. And you can also, listen, audio only through the live show, live video. Don't forget the YouTube video if you ever want to see our ugly faces, or also maybe take a look at the head. But other than that,
Glenn will shave his head.
Other than that, this is the Namdoog saying goodbye. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week for another great show of Aussie Tech Heads. So thanks, Eric. Thanks, Will. Thanks, Lounge. And thanks, listeners. And bye for now.
Bye for now. See you all.
See you later, guys.
So even I can have a Namdoog.
What the hell are you talking about?
Goodman backwards.
Oh, we've got a name for you, for Mr. Tompkinson. Don't you worry about that. I'll just bring it up. You just wait right there, Sonny Jim.
I usually do bring it up.
Yeah, I know. Where are you? Put it in. You're now a Russian Nosknikmot.
Yeah.
Your Russian Twitter account.
I haven't used to be able to say it. I used to be able to say my whole name backwards.
All right. Yeah, what we're going to do
Only
now.
because at school, our system administrator thought it'd be great to have our entire name backwards as the default password to log into our computers.